You're watching the Fox 25 News at 5.
All right, let's talk money. Two new maps reveal some very interesting things about income here in Oklahoma. Fox 25 first told you about it on OKCFox.com this afternoon. At this hour, we know that one body was found at a fire scene and a second person was shot. The crime beat this evening, thieves in McLean County caught on camera breaking into a photography studio and managing to escape with thousands of dollars of equipment. Take a minute and count the world champions you personally know on your hand. For me, there is only one. And she says she wouldn't hold that title if it weren't for the help of other Oklahoma athletes. Last night we told you Sally Kern filed most of the bills the LGBT community says constitutes a reinstitution of segregation. Fox 25 Chief Meteorologist Jeff George stepping up to the desk to talk about seismicity and diurnal variation and some other big words that I don't know what they are.
Where'd you pull those out of? That's pretty good.
Well, I did weather years and years ago.
Well, you have an incredible vocabulary, Mike. I had no...
Two words.
I took that as a challenge and invited Terry to a gun show.
Let's see what we got. How about that?
Pose it down.
Wow, yeah.
Oh, I'm solid.
You're watching the Fox 25 Primetime News at 9.
A large group of students on the University of Oklahoma campus in Norman tonight making their voices heard. They marched toward the now shuttered Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity. But first on Fox, brand new information on the now expelled OU students who took part in that viral racist chant. Jordan, thank you. After that video went viral Sunday night, many wondered if the SAE chapter had any black members. Well, it did. William James II was the last African-American pledge to come through the OU chapter. He says that he was shocked by the video.
They're not my brothers. The guys in that video are not my brothers.
Now, the deadline is looming for OU's disbanded SAE fraternity brothers. The university ordered the men to be out of the house by midnight tonight. Fox 25's Maria Garcia reports on the move and the latest blow to the disbanded group. Another SAE alum from Stillwater says he drove to Norman to help the students move. He said the mood in the home was very somber all day long. He also said the students know that they messed up and the actions of a few will be affecting everyone. And today, former Sooners coach and honorary member of the Kappa chapter of Sigma Alpha Epsilon, Barry Switzer, opened up about the racist video and the university's actions to those students. He says while he supports the university's decision, he thinks the situation is, quote, unfortunate for the many innocent people involved. Also, quote, I know the majority of our students don't condone or participate in bigotry, end quote. Switzer went on to say that he hopes that we can begin to heal wounds and collectively create a positive relationship among the campus family. Of course, stay tuned to the late edition. We're going to have continuing coverage of this story. Also, you can find in-depth coverage on our website, OKCFox.com. The racist video fallout is not the first time Oklahoma has made national headlines for negative reasons in the past few months. The state also drew attention for some of its controversial bills, including gay conversion therapy and a ban on hoodies. And some local chambers of commerce say the bad press can certainly make attracting businesses more challenging. Now to our crime beat tonight at 9. Police need your help finding a pair of masked robbers targeting cell phone stores. They burst through the doors armed with a knife. This is video that you need to see. It was caught on camera. Fox 25's Tavi Sabanda has this story for us.
Here's the video.
Still to come on the Primetime News at 9, how a chemical used for sunscreens and paints could also be found in your favorite donut. It's coming up.
Turning now to a developing story tonight on the late edition. Hillary Clinton has been under fire for using a personal email on a private server while serving as America's top diplomat for weeks. Earlier today, for the first time, she answered questions regarding her personal email account. She said she never handled classified information through her private address. And it's not just Hillary Clinton. Questions about multiple public officials using private email addresses have raised new concerns about the future of government transparency overall. Will technology make it impossible to keep our elected leaders accountable? Our very own national correspondent, Chris, out at that aspect of the story. Now, one interesting thing to note about the new presidential and federal records law, it pertains to the president, his cabinet, and other federal employees. Members of Congress are exempt. All right, coming up, the race against time to stop Oklahoma earthquakes. Why just finding the reason for the increase in activity may not be enough. Take a minute and count the world champions you personally know on your hand. For me, there is only one. And she says she wouldn't hold that title if it weren't for the help of other Oklahoma athletes. Tonight's Tell Me Something Good is all about Terry Ventris.
Okay, this event's the Braemar Stone, and you do it standing.
Terry Ventris is an engineer by trade, but her passion has always been athletics. She discovered the Scottish Highland Games in 1997 and says other athletes helped her succeed.
They literally will teach you the technique and what you need to do to get better.
17 years later, this mother of two is now a 3-time consecutive world champion. She won her last competition this year in Scotland.
Big breath, and then get underneath it.
But she's also an old friend from Stillwater High School. Back in the day, her maiden name was Douglas.
This is the Douglas tartan. So I'm wearing my family tartan, and you've got on the black watch.
Is that good or bad?
Well, it depends.
Terry says the Highland Games are intense, 8 or 9 competitions demonstrating feats of strength. She's in the backyard or in the gym several times a week.
I just keep getting stronger. So it's one of those, I'm not finished yet.
I took that as a challenge and invited Terry to a gun show.
Let's see what we got. How
You're
about
gonna
that?
pose it down.
Wow, yeah!
Oh, I'm solid.
Terry offered to teach me a thing or two. First up, the Braemar Stone.
And you want to basically start to push with your feet and your legs, block with that chest, and put the stone.
It's a 22 to 28 pound stone put from a standing position.
Very nice.
How about
That was awesome.
Then a second event.
What I was thinking is we would move on and we would try the weight for distance.
It's a 28 or 56 pound weight thrown for distance.
Okay, so that's a 2 spin.
A few quick tips, and it was my turn.
Very nice, Mike. Very nice.
Fortunately, the photographer missed my fall. Finally, the toughest challenge yet, the caber throw.
It looks easy. And again,
Does not look easy.
that's pretty easy.
This is a 16 to 22 foot pole that should land in the 12 o'clock position.
Run like a freight train. Run like a freight train. You're good. Now pull. That's good.
Okay, so I'm not world champion material, but Terry says anyone can learn, and like those who taught her, she's willing to help others.
So what do you guys do after the games?
Eat and drink.
Let's go do that.
High five.
High five. Let's go this way. Here we go.
We got it.
All right, so will there be a 4th world title? Terry says, you bet, God willing. Now, if you want more information about Terry or the Scottish Highland Games, if you're very interested in that, just go to our website, okcfox.com.